Hello, this video is for someone I know that's asked for this because they're suffering very badly with backache. So what causes backache? Lots of different reasons. Mainly it's the way we sit, the way we stand. We don't balance our shoulders over the hips. So what happens is when people walk, they sometimes walk with the weight too far forward on their toes. All sorts of reasons. Backache and muscles, they work in pairs, so we also need to address it if somebody has a bad back. How strong are the abdominal muscles? But today this is for somebody, if they've got a really bad back, it's really difficult to get to the floor and do many poses. So I'm hoping that the ones you're going to be doing today, sitting on a chair, will help to ease the pain, and then eventually you can move to another video where we're working on the floor, so we can get much more intense stretch to those back muscles and abdominal muscles. Right, so how do we sit on a chair? So if I turn sideways, what happens? Do we slouch? Do we sit in a soft seat? Do we put stress on our lower backs? So what you're going to be doing today is you're going to be needing 2 chairs, a couple of pillows, and maybe a little blanket or something soft for your head later on. So what I want to do is to sit you on the chair. So to sit on the chair, I'd like you to sit nearer to the front edge of the chair, or you can sit right the way back. But can you see what happens to me? My legs are quite short. So if you want to sit right to the back of the chair, you need to have your whole of your back against the back of the chair. And if you're like me with short legs, you're going to need something underneath your feet. Or you can sit right to the front edge of the chair to be aware of your sit bones, so you can lift and move the buttock flesh out of the way, so you're very aware of those sitting bones on the chair. So you can have your knees together, feet together. So think about sitting upright to begin with. So rest your hands on your thighs. And then start to lean forward a little way, and then lean back, and then forward and back. And see if you can find the point where you're really aware of those sitting bones, the weight's going straight down into them. You're not on the forward edge of the sitting bones on the back, and your shoulders should be balanced over your hips. So the spine is in its correct alignment, head is over your shoulders. So again, with the head, we can affect our back the way we hold our head. So if you push your chin forward and pull it back, push it forward, pull it back, you're looking for a point where the head feels very light. The neck is long, shoulders are relaxed down. So the head is balanced over your shoulders, shoulders over your hips. So when we do that, then the abdomen should feel quite soft. The diaphragm stays open, which means we can get a full lung full of air, which gives us more energy. Lots of good reasons to sit properly or stand properly. So the first thing you're going to do, I don't wish to keep moving the back, forward and back, forward and back. When you're really in a lot of discomfort with the back, then twists are very good to ease the back out. So the first thing you're going to do is be sitting on that chair. So I'll help by mirror imaging, so I might get the left and right wrong in a minute, but hey ho. And what you're going to do is just going to drop your right hand down, and you should hopefully, if you're sitting on the front of the chair, be down onto a leg of the chair. And then you're going to turn the palm of the left hand out and then raise the arm up into the air. When you do that, I'm looking to get that inner upper arm by my ear. Now, for some people, if I ask them to do that, they arch their lower back. So thinking of keeping the shape of the back that it is now, stretch the arm up in the air. So it might be slightly ahead of the ear, but we're looking for the stretch up by the side of the ear if possible. And then, without altering the shape of your body, start to slide your hand down the chair. You can squeeze your knees together if that helps. What I'm looking for is a nice stretch from the outer side of the hip all the way up to the armpit, armpit up to the wrist. So you go as far as you can without leaning forward or back, just feel it as a side stretch. And when you've gone to your maximum, just breathe. Conscious breath. inhale and slide the hand back towards the seat. Lower the top arm. Whoops, chair's too close. And then we're going to do the same on the other side. So turn the palm of the right hand out and raise the arm up into the air. Also, observe left and right sides. We're all dominant on one side. One side's going to be easier than the other. And just be aware of it. And then same applies. You're going to exhale, slide the hand down the chair. Just get that nice stretch up the side body. And when you've gone to your maximum, breathe. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, lowers the arms. Interlace your fingers. Stretch your palms away from you. So let's stretch the shoulders. And again, think about your back. Be aware of the shape of your back that it is now. It should feel comfortable if you've got it balanced properly. So it's very difficult for me because I can't see you, how you're positioning yourself. If it hurts, always stop. And you'll email me or whatever, and we'll see if I can think of something different for you. And then as you inhale, raise the arms up in the air. Now as they raise up into the air, don't arch your back. Be aware of your back. Keep it in the same shape that it is now. See how high you can stretch your arms. And then lift them up into the air. And then breathe. And lowering them down again. Release your fingers. So we're going to do something called Vrajvidasana twist, which it can be done on the floor, but we can do it on the chair as well. So I'm going to turn the chair sideways on so you can see, and that's how you're going to be sitting, sideways onto the chair. So sitting on the chair. So now you're going to be sitting perhaps towards the edge of the chair, but maybe not quite. And in this, you can have your feet slightly apart if you wish. Again, little legs, you're going to need to put the block underneath your feet. And in this one, you'll sit yourself nice and upright to get that balance of your back. And then you're going to turn towards the back of the chair and take hold of the back of the chair, either side, with your hands. Now, to do the twist here, you push and pull with your hands. Two things happen, or one thing will happen. First thing that will happen is that you need to keep those hips fixed. And what will happen is this leg here on me wants to shift forward, which means it starts to alter my pelvis. So I'd like you to keep looking at your knees when you do that. I would like them to be exactly in the same line. I don't want one ahead of the other. And then you will get a really good stretch out for those sacroiliac joints if you do it like this. So turning towards the chair and then keep looking at your knees. So I'm turning, which way? I'm turning towards my right. So I need to draw back with that left knee. So if you're doing it on the opposite side, the outside knee has to draw back. And I can really then feel it in that sacroiliac joint. And then if you're satisfied, you can leave it there and you can look at the chair and use your hands to push and pull yourself round. You'll find out which ones it is that you have to push and which you have to pull. And then breathe once you're there. So if you are getting a slight discomfort in that sacroiliac joint, focus on it and then breathe into it. And release. So we need to do the other side. So you need to then swivel the chair round. So swiveling the chair round, sitting back down, re-establish your legs, and then turn towards the chair. Now look at your legs, look at your knees. Make sure then now, so for me it's now the right leg and right knee, I have to draw back as I push and pull with my hands. So feel it in that lower back, feel it in the sacroiliac joints, across the abdomen, and just breathe. And release the pose. So, your legs connect to your hips connect to your abdomen. They're all interconnected here. So it's important to keep your legs strong and your hips flexible. And there's some psoas muscles, which I'm going to do another one another day, which link into the inner groins. It goes right up across your abdomen and connects right around about your diaphragm area at the back. So massive muscles inside there, which we need to keep healthy and long. And so for the hip one I'd like to do today is to take your, let's do a mirror image for you. You're going to take your right foot, lift your foot up and place it on your left knee. So we're starting to work the hip joint. So we're sitting there like that, and that's maybe today all you want to do. If you want to go a little bit further with this, start to lean forward, and as you lean forward, you will feel it across the buttocks and into that hip joint. So you go as far as you can. You need to be aware of your body. It's not a competition. You go to your limit without creating pain. You're just stretching out that hip joint. And then gradually as it stretches out, you might be able to get your arms beyond that shin. And then you can take your hands down towards the floor. So you decide where you can get to. But once you've got into the pose, just pause and take a breath. And then another breath. And one more. And then inhale as you sit yourself up. So it might be that's just actually placing your foot there is enough. You can then encourage that knee to go down. But I'd rather you use the weight because you're just pressing on the knee then. I'd like you to use the weight of your body to get into the hip joint. Other side. So foot on the floor. And then take your left ankle onto your right knee. So we're going to do the same. Notice the differences. Which hip is stiff, which is easy. They're going to be different. We're not symmetrical beings. I'm dominant on I'm left-handed, so therefore dominant on that side. So for me, this hip is going to be stiffer than the other one. So start to lean forward. Feel the stretches. Take your time. Go to your limit. Go to your maximum. And then if you feel you can go even further and take your arms over the top of that shin, and then you can take your fingertips down towards the floor. And then coming back up. So just lean forward as far as you can go and then take 3 conscious breaths. So resting forward. 2 breaths. Last one. Inhaling to come up. So the breath enables the body to take the time to adjust. It's very easy if something's not very comfortable to race into it and come out again. So take your time, do it slowly so you can't hurt yourself. Right, you can release that foot now. Now hopefully you've got a bar underneath your chair. If you don't have a bar underneath your chair, not to worry because we've got legs on the side. And if I turn the chair sideways to you now, so you're going to be sitting about roughly in the middle of the chair, again, checking that you're nice and upright with the back, so no slouching, no rounding of the lower back. Get the chest to lift up. So get that nice shape to your back, its natural shape. So what we're going to do now is you're going to start to lean forward. Now, if there's any trouble with your back at all, anything hurts at all, stop doing it. And you'll know the difference between a pain and where it's a muscular problem. So if you can do it, I'd like you to lean forward and grab hold of the bar. And then once you've grabbed hold of the bar, I'd like you to stretch your back forward. Take your chest forward, so you're stretching it out. And then you're going to round your spine, tuck your chin to your chest, look towards your navel. So inhale, stretch your head forward and look up, flattening your back, still holding on to the chair. And then exhaling, round your spine, look towards your navel. Go again. Inhale, head forward and up, stretch out your back. Exhaling, round the spine. Inhale, look forward, flatten your back. Exhale, round your spine. Then come to neutral and then pull your belly back. Use your abdominal muscles. Those are the things that will help to protect your lower back. Draw your belly back and sit yourself up. Right, the next thing I've got for you is that your hamstrings, everything, your legs connect to your pelvis. So hamstring stretch. It's very important that you stretch out your hamstrings, stretch your legs, stretch your hips, because they will help your back. So in order to do that, I'm going to get you to put a foot on the chair. If you're a bit wobbly, turn your chair so it's sideways to the wall, so you've got some support. You can sort of hold on to something. So when we do this, and you're taking a foot on the chair, let's take the. I'm going to put my left foot up onto the chair. So the first thing that happens that you want to be aware of, don't let the right hip stick out sideways. You need to work the standing leg. So press into the foot, press into the heel, lift the kneecap up so that the hip is pinned into that central line. Stretch your heel away from you, the one that's on the chair, toes towards you. Now this might be all you want to do. And if you want to take it any further, take your hands onto your left thigh and then start to slide your hands down your leg. Keep your chest lifted, don't round your spine. And you'll come to a point where your hamstrings scream at you. And then at that point you have to say, that's enough today, and you take 3 breaths. If you can keep going, you keep your belly drawn back and you bring your hands towards the chair. And that you then will feel that lovely stretch on the hamstrings. And if you go any further than that, eventually you'll bring your head down towards your leg. Once you've got to your maximum position, breathe. Keep working that standing leg. Make sure the hip's not sticking out sideways. Pin the hips in towards each other. And then start to take your hands off the chair as you bring yourself up. And change legs. So join your feet. Make sure you're standing well. We'll work on the standing ones at a different time. So take your right foot up onto the chair. Work this hip. Don't let it stick out to the side. Pin it in. Press down into the heel of the standing leg. Lift up the kneecap. Strong standing leg. Take your hands onto the right thigh. Then keeping the back nice and long. So you're just hinging from the hips. Slide the hands down your leg until your hamstrings say enough, enough. And then if you can, you take your hands to the chair. And then if you're working well, you then inhale, exhale and bring your head down towards the leg. Find your maximum position and breathe. And then you're going to inhale to come up, draw the belly back, support your lower back, and bring your feet together. The next move, what have I got for you here? We're going to, what am I going to do here? Raise your left leg. Okay. So, back to sitting on the chair. So a little bit of abdominal work. What I'd like you to do is, you can hold on to the chair if you wish. In fact, it's quite nice because it keeps your chest lifted. So if you hold on to the sides of the chair, press down with your hands to keep your chest lifted. And then you're going to raise your right knee up towards your chest. So don't round your spine. Keep your chest lifted and you're just going to raise that leg up towards your chest. And lower it down. And the other leg. And lower it down. Keep going. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you you do them both together. Up and down, up and down, and bring them both down. So be aware that you've really got to use abdominal muscles in this as well. So what happens if we stretch your left leg out, raise it up in the air, lower it down, raise it, lower it. So it moves the quads as well. We can make the legs work without actually doing standing poses. We can still make all the muscles engage. Stretch your right leg out, raise it up, lower it down, raise it up, lower it down, raise it up, lower it down, or bend the knee, put the feet back on the floor. So now you can feel your quads working. Right, what's my next one for you? Hamstring stretch, we've done that one, we've done that. We're going to stretch your back out now and using the chair. So we're going to use the chair. I'll move all my chairs out of the way. You're going to hold on to the back of your chair. So holding on. So just use your palms so that your hands and arms are nice and straight. So you're just resting your palms on the back of the chair. And then you're going to walk your feet back. Walk them back, walk them back. So feet are parallel, feet hip distance apart, legs are straight, lift your kneecaps up. And then what you're going to do is relax your shoulders down, relax your chest towards the floor and push the chair away from you. A lovely stretch. And as you try again, as you stretch your arms in one direction, see if you can stretch your tailbone in the opposite direction. And once you're there, breathe. Keep the abdomen lifted. So this stretches your shoulders as well as your back. Are you still breathing? Inhale, lift your head up and look forward towards your hands, and then start to gently walk forward so you can stand up. What else am I going to do for you now? Oh, a chair twist against the wall. So for that, you need to take your chair against the wall, like that, and you're going to stand in front of your chair with your feet together. And then you're going to place the leg that is nearest the wall, you're going to lift the knee up and place it on the chair. That was easy, wasn't it? So this hip, don't let it stick out. Work the standing leg, nice strong standing leg. Push into the heel, lift the kneecap so those quadriceps are engaged. We've got a nice right angle with this leg. And then you're going to take your fingertips to the wall. And you're going to turn towards the wall. And then breathe. And release the pose and put your foot down on the floor. So to do the other side, you're going to need to turn the chair around. So I can't see you now, and I don't think you can probably see me, but I'll do it for you anyway. So, standing with your feet together, you're going to take the other leg up onto the chair, the one nearest the wall, work the standing leg, and then turn towards the wall, fingertips to the wall, and then breathe. Turn your head back towards the front, release and take the foot back to the floor. So what I want to, you're on to the last couple now. My next one is we're going to do that sort of like cat-cow sequence sitting on the chair, which I think is done better. I'll do it sideways for you. So sitting on your chair, you're going to lean forward and hold on to that bar or to the legs of the chair, and then you're going to inhale, look forward. So it's a slight arch to the back, but because of your bad back, so I just want you to just elongate the back rather than arch it. So elongate the back, and then exhaling, tuck your chin to your chest, round your spine and draw your abdomen up towards the spine. So you can feel it, you should feel a nice stretch out to this lower back here. Inhale, looks forward. Stretch the back long. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale forward. Exhale, rounds the spine. Last one. Inhale forward. Exhale, round the spine. Really stretch out that lower back. And then come to neutral. And release your hands. Right. So now, having done all that hard work, I'm hoping that your back feels a little bit easier. As I say, I can't see what you're doing, and I can't give advice as any problems occur, so I'm hoping that helps you. I just need a bit of feedback from you, if you were in any discomfort in any particular pose on that, so that I can have some idea of what's going wrong. It's very difficult these times because normally if somebody says they've got a bad back, your first port of call, and I would normally say check with your doctor. But it's unusual times, so learn to be very careful with yourself. Right, last pose, and you'll love this one, hopefully. You'll need 2 chairs. You'll need pillows and maybe a blanket. I'll show you how you're going to set this up. So in this one, you're going to sit on one chair and the other chair is going to be in front of you. And you bring it close to you. Now I'm fairly short, so I can almost put the chairs together. But if you're tall, you need it further away. Right, the bolsters, blankets, whatever, pillows, whatever you've got, get them into your abdomen. And then you're going to lay over it, lay over the chair, lay over the bolsters. Now this, I'm going to use, it's nice and soft. I'm going to place that on my forehead so I can still breathe. I quite like to have my head straight forward. You can turn your head on one side if it's comfortable in your neck, that's quite acceptable. Personally, I just like to be in a nice straight line with the spine and the neck. So once I've tucked over, forehead rests on there. Now your hands, you can dangle them down if you wish, or you can rest your hands on your pillows and just let the elbows, that's quite nice, and let the elbows release down so you're releasing across your chest. So I'm going to turn sideways on so that you'll hear what I'm saying. And once you set yourself up and you're comfortable, now I'm going to move this a bit because we've got funny shaped chairs and it's digging into my knees. You must make yourself very comfortable so there's nothing distracting you. And then I'd like you to close your eyes. And then I'd like you to think about your feet and your toes. See if you can relax your toes. Your legs aren't doing any work. Your thighs are resting on the backs of the thighs, resting on your chair. So invite your legs to relax. Let your fingers and hands relax. Let them go. Relax across your shoulders. And then as you breathe, feel as though your front body can relax each time you breathe out. Feel as though your front body's softening, releasing. So relaxing below the navel and above the navel. Invite those little intercostal muscles of the rib cage to relax. So from pubic bone to collarbones, the whole of your front body softening and relaxing into the pillows. Consider your back. Our back is supported by lots of muscles. You've got two really big spina erector muscles running either side of your spine. So imagine those muscles releasing out sideways. The whole of your back body, your spine softening. To invite the area of your sacrum, your lower back, to soften. Softening the area of your waist, your lower back ribs, the whole of your rib cage. Relaxing your forehead into the support or onto the pillow, wherever you've set your head. Relax the skin between your eyebrows. So forehead is smooth, temples soft. Release your bottom jaw, make sure you're not gritting your teeth. And your tongue is soft inside your mouth. And then turn your attention to your breath. And see how calm and gentle your breath is now. And how the breath massages the body from the inside out. In this position you can really feel it, how it massages the upper back. And feel that gentle rise and fall of your abdomen as well, as it massages your lower back. And just see if you can focus on your breath for a few moments. So unfortunately I'm time limited on these videos, so I need to bring you out of this. So wiggle your toes and wiggle your fingers. Become aware of your body once more. Make your breathing just a little bit deeper. If you've got your head turned on one side, turn it to the opposite side. And then when you're ready, open your eyes. You might want to open your eyes perhaps 2 or 3 times before you're ready to come back into the room. And then when you're ready to come back into the room, then take your hands and place the hands or palms onto the chair. So you're going to use your arms to help you to come up. So you're not going to use the strength of your back or your tummy. You're just going to press your hands into the chair to slowly bring yourself back up again. Slowly walk the hands back. Really look after that back. And then push that front chair away with your hands. Bring your knees together. So see if you're sitting upright still. Rest your hands on your thighs. I'll swivel round for you. Rest your hands on your thighs, knees together. Just take a moment to check your posture. Are you dropping the weight into those sitting bones so that you're not arching your back? Head is balanced over your shoulders, shoulders over your hips. And then bring your hands together in front of your chest. Namaste. Well, I hope that helps you. Let me have a bit of feedback. And I'm going to do one for the more deeper muscles working on the floor tomorrow. Hope to see you tomorrow.